Hi everyone, I'm True Soul, and this is a review of the Mattel's WWE Ultimate Edition, Becky Lynch. Now I know what you guys are thinking, True Soul, I wasn't aware that you collected WWE action figures. Now here's the thing, I kind of don't. This is my first ever WWE action figure. And before I get into this review, even though I know you'd all like me to just get on with it, spoiler, I'm going to ramble, so this is a warning for anyone that doesn't like me ramble. I'm gonna have to ramble a little bit. Just stick with me, guys. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Up until maybe the end of last year, I was not the least bit interested in the WWE in any capacity. I mean, I was pretty much I guess I'd say a casual. I mean, I knew certain names in the WWE, you know, John Cena, The Undertaker, The Rock, but I wasn't actually interested in watching it whatsoever, and, you know, just didn't really care about it. It wasn't until I found in particular YouTube channel that actually started piquing my interest, and that was none other than Up, Up, Down, Down.
Welcome to Up, Up, Down, Down. Welcome to Up, Up, Down, Down.
Thanks to their charismatic host, Austin Creed, who at the time, I didn't know that he or anyone on the channel was a professional like WWE superstar. One of the first videos I watched, I think it was some UFC game that they were playing. And so I got hooked, so I subscribed and I started like watching all their videos and seeing all these different people, and it took me so long to realize that they were wrestlers on there. So once I finally realized that they were WWE superstars, I was like, you know what, these guys are pretty cool. So I thought, why I might as well, give watching WWE a try. And funny thing, SmackDown was moving over to Fox, so I was like, I might as well watch the first episode of that. And after that, I was hooked. I started watching Raw, and then I started watching NXT, and I watched the 2020 Royal Rumble, which was my first ever pay-per-view, and it was pretty cool, and I was like, wow, this is some pretty entertaining stuff. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much my little mini story of how I got into the WWE, pretty much. And funny thing was, I was actually planning on buying a Roman Reigns first, just because in terms of like the actual WWE, Roman Reigns is one of my favorite superstars. Since I started watching Up, Up, Down, Down first, that was actually when I first saw Becky Lynch. Of course, she goes by Soulless Senpai on there, so didn't really know all those other different titles that she had, like The Man and like The Last Kicker and all that stuff. I had no idea about any of that. But yeah, I thought, why not go ahead and buy some of those figures. I know I'm coming real late to the WWE collecting game, so guys, I'm not even gonna try to like collect a whole bunch of these guys. I'm just gonna like handpick the few people that I like really like more than everybody else, and then I'm gonna just stop collecting WWE. So don't be looking for a whole bunch of other WWE action figure reviews in the future, because that's not happening. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get straight into the review. In fact, I want to start off with this packaging, because there's a lot going on with this packaging. I'll show you a little video. I actually had a tough time opening it, since I wasn't used to dealing with packaging that was that in particular shape. But I eventually got it open thanks to my box cutter. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of tempted to keep the packaging. I'm not really a fan of packaging, but there's a lot going on here. They got all the different pictures of Becky Lynch, got a little bio on the back, and got a few like quotes here and there of I guess stuff that Becky Lynch said. Like I said, I'm kind of new when it comes to WWE, so there's a lot of stuff I don't know. But this in particular figure, I believe, is based on, I'm trying to remember which WrestleMania it was. I actually watched the replay on TV. This is the one where I think that's the one where she was fighting Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair, and she ended up getting like both the Raw and SmackDown belts, and then they started calling her Becky Two Belts, I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, one thing that they seem to pride themselves on when it comes to like the ultimate version of WWE action figures is the posability. So I decided to put that to the test. And I'm gonna be honest, I kind of like the posability on these WWE figures. If what I got here for Becky Lynch is any indication of how the other Ultimate figures are, then I think that this line is actually going to be pretty good. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a heads up. Becky Lynch's hair does kind of hinder head articulation. Can't really look up a whole lot with either of the heads because she comes with two. But other than that, in all the other areas, she's pretty much good. I also really like around the torso piece how they have it on a ball joint, so you can get a lot more articulation out of that. That's one thing I really like a lot about this figure. As for the overall look of the figure, I remember back when I first started thinking about buying some WWE superstars, I noticed that they had an elite edition action figure of Becky Lynch. It was one of her older outfits, and I was like, I don't know, I kind of like the black one better, so I'm gonna hold out and see if they, make a good articulated version of that outfit. And ta-da, they did. So good on me for waiting. I will say one thing when it comes to the faces. The faces are kind of throwing me off a little bit. You can look at them, you can clearly tell it's supposed to be Becky Lynch, but it's weird. I don't feel like her face translated well in action figure form. Then again, it might just be a Mattel thing. This is one of the first figures that I've ever owned of like WWE like superstars. I remember when I was a little kid, I believe I had a action figure of Stone Cold Steve Austin that I got from I got it somewhere, I can't remember, but at the time I didn't even know who Stone Cold Steve Austin was. So I don't really count that one. But I don't know if it's just like, a Mattel thing where, the likeness doesn't quite look right, or if it's just Becky Lynch's face doesn't translate well. With her first head, it looks like something's kind of going on with her eyes, but that's probably just the makeup that they had put on there. So I'm not gonna roast them a whole lot for that. But let's go ahead and move on to accessories, and Becky Lynch has a good bit of them. Let's see here. She comes with her jacket, which one thing I like that they did is they actually included some extra arms that are have the sleeves for the jacket on there, so that's pretty cool. So she comes with the jacket piece that you can pop the arms off, put that on there, and then pop the two sleeve arms on, so that's really good. She also comes with the alternate head, which has her hair kind of a little bit more messy, because I remember when I had watched the fight, I was like, wow, they really be getting their hair messed up, guys. And she also comes with her two belts, the Raw Women's belt, championship belt, and the SmackDown Women's Championship belt. Which, I'm gonna be honest, I tried wrapping these around the waist earlier, and they kind of sag a whole lot. Sometimes when you see them wearing it on TV, it kind of looks like it fits a little bit more snugly around the waist, but I'm not gonna gripe too much about that, because most of the time when I'm gonna be posing Becky Lynch, I'm not gonna have the titles around her waist. I'm most likely going to be having her holding them over her shoulder, because that's just cool. Oh, another thing that I really like about this figure, let me go and say this before I forget. I noticed that the figure seems a lot more, what's the word, buff than other toy lines that I collect. She doesn't seem really like weak and flimsy, where, you know, if you bend her, she might like break or something. And you'll probably notice, because I took a few pictures comparing her to like other female figures that I have. Like, you know, it's like, because I remember I talk about like with the Star Wars line, a lot of the female characters, like, they look as if you like bend their arm the wrong way, it'll like break really easily. And it's kind of the same way with some of the Marvel figures too. But this Becky Lynch looks really sturdy, so I'm actually kind of glad about that. So you can be a little bit more rough with her when you're trying to position her in certain ways without her potentially breaking. And the weird thing with the other figures, it's not that they actually will break, but it feels like they're going to. Especially with like with their arms, they have like really skinny arms and really skinny legs, so it feels like, you know, which that was one of the problems. If you guys remember, my Star Wars Black series, was it the second sister or the sixth sister? It was one of those sisters. Her leg actually had got kind of like bent out of place. So yeah, if this action figure is any indication, the Mattel's figures are pretty sturdy, which that kind of makes sense, because normally, like, the base figures that you normally see in stores, I mean, they're meant to be played with. I mean, kids are gonna be throwing those things around and smacking them around and stuff like that, and yeah, they're pretty sturdy. But even though this one has more joints than that one and is more so made for collectors, I mean, if a kid wanted to play with this toy, I think it would last pretty good long while, as long as they're not, you know, total animals with it. But I'm really glad that I got this figure. I'm gonna have to get a few more, guys. I really want to get a Roman Reigns, so I'm probably still gonna get that. I'm just trying to look around to see what the best one is for me to get. But I want to get a Roman Reigns. Probably get a Miz. Really like him. He's awesome. Yeah, I'll probably just get figures as they come out, depending on, you know, which ones I really want. But yeah, guys, I was actually planning on doing a review on the Attack of the Clones Anakin that I got, Black Series. But then the man came around, so I was like, gotta do a figure review about her. Look, Anakin, I'm sorry. I'll do a review about you later, but I mean, it's the man. What do you want me to do? Alright, guys, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Make sure you comment down below if you have this figure. What do you guys think about it? And just for funsies, who is your favorite WWE superstar? I'm not sure if I have a favorite, like one that I like more than like everybody else, because there's a good bit of them. They're pretty cool. Alright, guys. Be sure to follow me on my Twitter, as it'll stay updated whenever I upload a video. And also, if you're into action figure photos, go ahead and follow me on my Instagram. You're probably going to be seeing most of my Becky Lynch photos on there. So yeah, guys. Well, until then, be sure to like, subscribe, and go to my channel to check out other videos. Catch you later.